I'm Kate Borger, and I recently had the pleasure of sitting down with Maribel Lopez, a technology industry analyst and a strategic advisor at her firm Lopez Research, to discuss the future of work, collaboration, and productivity. Maribel, it's wonderful to have you.
Thanks.
What are some of the trends that you're seeing around technology and how it's changing the workplace?
We have so many different technologies that allow us to really work anywhere, anytime, on any device. So we have mobility, and now we have cloud computing services that allow you to have these apps that just go with you on small screens, on big screens, and all of those are wrapped nicely in a set of security services so that people don't really have to worry about their data being compromised. So now they can give employees access to information that they couldn't before. And the other great thing about it is I think so many corporations and so many employees have spent so much time just looking for data. Where is that data? How do I find it? Is it the right data? And now, where we've gone with systems, we have a much better handle on where the data lives, who's accessed it, who's updated it. So instead of wasting all that time trying to figure out where did I put it, it's right there at your fingertips. And as a result of that, we can do it at home, we can do it in a cafe, we can be across the world. It's just a new thing.
As automation becomes more forefront, how do you think that will change the workplace?
There are all these things that we do over and over and over again. They're repetitive, they're monotonous, and you can take that low value work and you can start to automate that. And once you do that, it allows you to ideate. Okay, we've taken out the mundane, and all the things that you don't have time to do, you now have time to do. And if we believe the research, 50% of your job could be automated. Well, that might sound scary, right?
Right.
Really, it's a fundamental opportunity for everybody to learn new skills, do the other projects that we didn't have time to do before. It really opens up a lot of opportunity. The best-in-class organizations are already thinking about empowering you to do more with your time. And now we can evolve with the organization because we're taking all those routine things off the table.
What are some of these routine tasks that you foresee being automated?
It could be something as simple as when you come in the morning, you probably open the same 3 apps every day. Right? Then you can imagine a scenario where the software will have your email and your calendar open and will decide, hey, given the meeting that's coming up next for Maribel, she's probably going to need this presentation. So I'm going to surface that for her to work on. Where did I put it and which system was it in? All of that could be surfaced for me. Then you get to the next step. Instead of me finding the presentation, I can say, oh, hey, there's some other data I might have wanted that I wouldn't have had time to put into the presentation. Now I can find that and incorporate it. And it's a really nice virtuous cycle.
A lot of companies still struggle to create this culture of collaboration and flexibility and ideation. So what would you recommend to companies who are looking to make this change?
We have to realize that the biggest trend that's going on in every organization I talk to is this move to a dynamic workplace. So that means that you're going to have to think about, how do I let people work in different places? How do I let people work with different devices? And in some cases, how do I let them even choose some of their own technology and applications that they want to work with to get the job done? And I have to focus more on, say, securing the data and making sure that we've set a direction for the goals of the company that we're trying to create.
And how do you get to this adaptive workplace mindset?
First thing you have to think about is if you are allowing digital workspaces that allow you to gain access to data both in and out of the office, your applications and services on any device, you're probably going to move to a set of cloud collaborative tools that allow people to basically share information more easily wherever they are and to comment on things. You're going to want to get into a mindset where it's not just sitting in a room. It could be capturing all that information in a set of systems so that it can go back and be reviewed at a later date, so that people that weren't in meetings can still participate, or people in different time zones can still be in that flow of what's going on. We have to get people better tools so that they can share information. All of these are things that were difficult to do before we had such great access to technology to allow us to communicate, to allow us to collaborate, to allow us to capture ideas so that they could be shared globally.
And in real time.
In real time. I think collaboration was always a concept that we had. You go back to village life, people worked together to do things. Now I think we just are doing it slightly different with better tools.
So the technology is driving these cultural changes.
Technology has gotten to the point where it's so much simpler now that we're not focused on learning the technology. We're now focused on using the technology, and really it's allowing us to be the people that we want to be, to share the ideas that we have. There used to be such a limited availability for someone to share their ideas, to communicate across the boundaries of geography and time. All that's gone now. And so it's a really extraordinary time in the world that we don't have to focus on how to get things done. We can focus on what to do.
I love that description of tech getting out of the way. As we see that more and more coming into the workplace, how do you think that will change the way employees work?
One of the big changes is that you used to need to go to your organization and learn the technology they gave you. And it was also very universally the same. You went to a place, you had the same type of cubicle and desk. You had the same laptop computer. You had the same applications. And really, it wasn't about you doing things. It was about you learning to do things within the confines of the box that was created for you. Now I think we're moving into this much more dynamic environment where the tools can be customized to you, they're more flexible, they're not a one-size-fits-all, they're adaptable to different devices, they're enabled in different locations. So it's really a different way to think about it.
So how can companies use this new and emerging technology to build a more diverse workplace?
When we think about diversity in the workplace, there's a couple of types of diversity we're looking for. So one of them is geographic diversity, right? So people can be anywhere in the world, and we now have technology that allows us to do that. One could actually, in fact, be diversity of time. So, for example, people that have exited the workforce to take care of family members can now have the option of working part-time and still being part of the culture. A third thing that I think is really great is this ability for people to collaborate and to share ideas and have a place that happens. And once you get to the part where people are ideating in this maybe more real-time environment, you start to get a better sense of what people know and what people are interested in. And sometimes that surfaces like, hey, there are these people in the organization that have great expertise that isn't part of their current role, and we should consider tapping into that. So I think that that's all very exciting.
So Maribel, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
I think this is really a call to action for organizations to go out and figure out what the new technology can do for your group. Because if you don't, your competitors are going to do it, and they're going to be able to innovate faster and serve your customers better. So really go out, see what's available, check out the art of the possible.
Thanks, Maribel.